Josh, Neb. I got some bad news. I got crabs.
You have crabs?
I have crabs.
Me too.
Oh, great.
Hello, friends.
I got crabs again.
I should have a... I need to find out if I can take a bird.
Yeah. There you go.
Hee hee.
So yeah, you got the bird? I got crabs.
Nice.
Here I find myself once again on a beach with crabs. Load a crab into my gun because the crab's currently loaded in the auto gun. Whatever that thing fires at it's gonna get interesting.
Face
there.
full of crab.
Oh.
Have you been giving away money?
No, I've just been really inefficient. It's
Okay.
but that's about the same thing, isn't it?
Bring me my rice cakes. And why haven't I had a
31.
break yet? I think the union
You
has to
don't
hear
get a
about
break.
this.
Okay,
don't
you want
get
a
a
break?
break.
I'll break you.
You don't get a break.
He used the B word here in this supermarket. No.
Yeah.
I need
We will
I need
from
the
open to
toilet.
close.
Poop in your pants, sir. You don't get a. You don't. Oh, hold on, wait. Do you want to know where to?
My manager
Okay. Do you want to know where to?
Diaper?
Do you want to know? Well, who's your manager? Choose
Erase
those
the part
words
of the
very
podcast going way
carefully.
too quickly.
I am my own manager.
I am my own
I'm okay.
manager. Keep telling yourself that.
I keep giving away money by mistake.
Well,
You better not be.
stop doing that. Stop doing that.
There. Okay, go.
My line's getting shorter. Yours is getting longer. What's
know
going on
why.
over there?
People like me more. They like my no-nonsense
No.
attitude.
No. They know that you give away money.
Hey, last time this guy
That's
gave me a
not-
hundo.
Whoops.
I'm just trying to restock as quickly
You know, we
as
still didn't
possible.
get the lighting fixture.
Nope, we did not.
Well, there's always tomorrow.
Oh,
Until there
but
isn't.
I like working in the dark. It keeps me awake and fumbling.
Oh, I gotta get the pasta. It's outside. Let's go. Move.
Okay.
Move your ass.
We need
People.
street lights at the very least. We should talk to the city about this because it's
No.
getting
They'll
way
increase our
dark.
taxes. They will increase our taxes. I will not. I'm not paying for people's lighting.
Yeah, if I don't want to have to pay to supply it myself.
I'm not paying for it in my own
no.
store. Why would I pay for it to light the streets?
Okay, I'm gonna just call the electrician. We'll get this figured out.
I mean, who cares if that mugger mugs that old lady as long as they buy their groceries here?
I see how it is.
As long as the money ends up in my till, who cares?
Seriously.
Well, now I know
Right.
what I need to do. I need to make enough money to become Batman.
Oh, is that what you need? You want to be
Yes,
Batman?
because
That
obviously the
works.
city needs me.
It needs you, huh?
Yes, it needs me. Like any town needs a man wearing a cape who's probably gonna get himself
And wearing
killed.
their underwear on the wrong side.
It's an aesthetic choice.
It's an aesthetic choice, you mean? Oh, sometimes I forget who I am, and yeah, that becomes a problem in this.
That's okay. You're the robot friend.
I am the robot. Josh, Neb. I got some
Yes.
bad news. I got crabs.
You have crabs?
I have crabs.
Me too.
Oh, great.
Hello, friends.
I got crabs again.
I should have a... I need to find out if I can take a bird.
Yeah, there you go.
Hee hee.
So yeah, you got the bird? I got crabs.
Nice.
Here I find myself once again on a beach with crabs. Load a crab into my gun because the crab's currently loaded in the auto gun. Whatever that thing fires at
Whoops.
yeah, it's gonna get interesting
Face
there.
full of crabs.
Oh.
Have you been giving away money?
No, I've just been really inefficient. It's
Okay.
but that's about the same thing, isn't it?
Bring me my rice cakes. And why haven't I had a
31.
break yet? I think the union
You
has to
don't
hear
get a
about
break.
this.
Okay,
don't
you want
get
a
a
break?
break.
I'll break you.
You don't get a break.
He used the B word here in this supermarket. No.
Yeah.
I need
We will
the
open
toilet.
close.
Poop in your pants, sir. You don't get a. You don't. Oh, hold on, wait. Do you want to know where to?
My manager
Okay. Do you
wears
want to
an
know where to?
adult diaper?
Do you want to know? Well, who's your manager? Choose
Erase
those
the part
words
of the
very
podcast going way
carefully.
too quickly.
I am my own manager.
I am my own
I'm okay.
manager. Keep telling yourself that.
I keep giving away money by mistake.
Well,
You better not be.
stop doing that. Stop doing that.
There. Okay, go.
My line's getting shorter. Yours is getting longer. What's
know
going
why.
on over there?
People like me more. They like my no-nonsense
No.
attitude.
No. They know that you give away money.
Hey, last time this guy gave me a hundo.
Whoops.
Man, can you imagine wanting to hunt a raptor?
I know. What a weird place to haunt. You found the bone?
Yep.
Good job.
You know, maybe the ghost wants some privacy, okay? Let's not judge. Also, Moaning
gonna take
Myrtle
the phone.
haunted the bathroom. Just saying. It's not like there isn't a
I'm gonna
precedence
take
for
the
this.
phone. I'll go.
Are you kidding me? You went right over the hole.
The hole rejected you on that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know a lot about rejection.
We know.
Oh my.
She's so rude when she plays golf. I mean, it's supposed to be a, gentlemanly game, but no.
You're mean, guys. Okay.
I'm mean. You're the one who just went, we know. Thanks.
Well, we've known you a long time, man.
The game locked up again.
Oh, crud, I did not time it right at all. Okay. The game feels bad for me because I don't have friends to play golf with your friends with. I just have these two that take some real interesting enjoyment out of insulting me. My feelings to them are like bubble wrap. It's meant to be popped.
Bubble wrap.
Where?
But that's
Where
fun.
are you going?
Does he ever listen to what I say at all?
I know.
I mean, honestly, it's like I'm talking to a brick wall sometimes. Except for a brick wall is better at listening without interrupting.
I think I might have missed out on a very critical part of this conversation.
I said, I'm stuck playing with these two who my feelings are like bubble wrap to. It's meant to be popped. And you go, yeah,
Oh.
but bubble wrap's fun. I'm glad to hear you don't get that much enjoyment out of popping my feelings, but still.
Sorry. Trying to get the game to work.
That excuse isn't valid all the time, okay?
It's
Oh.
definitely a major distraction currently.
Oh. I'm trying to give a horseradish to someone.
Why would you do that? Are you trying to get them to hate you?
No, they asked for one.
Oh, they did. Why would
They
anyone
gave
ask
me a
for a
quest.
horseradish?
They're making a soup.
Ah, really nasty soup.
All right, hold on here. What do you have something
I
against
don't like
horseradish?
horseradish.
I feel like this is a personal grudge against horseradish.
Specifically, yes.
All right, I guess I'm just going to
What
bed.
did it ever do to you, huh?
What did horseradish
hurt
do to
me
you?
Once. I was hurt once by horseradish.
No, it was. Okay, yeah. Looks like everything is working nicely. That's a nice change around here. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the stream for the day. Once again, if you're a little confused at this point, the reason we're playing Motor Town today is because Firefighting Simulator Ignite has moved to Thursday, at least for this week. Maybe we'll keep it that way, but it's because of the DLC coming out, which, now that I think about it, is kind of odd, because we might not even get to the DLC, you know, this week. We might not end up doing anything with the DLC, depending on how playing the DLC works and goes and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, we've got a job kind of queued up here in a way to take some fuel, and come to think of it, we can move, let's move that forward. Let's take a lot of that slack out, because we don't want it being too long. My main concern with this setup is that, well, it's kind of the usual issue. I mean, you really have very little clearance between, the landing gear, and I'm wondering, can we... yeah, it's just one of these things where we pretty much always have very little, you know, spacing there, and it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but we'll work with it. Hang on a second, I want to check something. Did it really? Huh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Right, so I think we'll take some crude oil to the refinery. I think, yeah, I think we'll be fine with this. Oh, gotta get my controller plugged in. Oh. Oh, not this again. Well, this is strange, because... Huh. Alright, there we go. Now it's working. That was weird. That was weird. Okay. Right. So we're gonna take some crude oil over to the oil refinery. I have 265 in stock. We can take what, 22? I mean, we can handle 22 in this vehicle. No problem. I mean, everything's gonna be within tolerable ranges. Get rid of the mirrors there. I feel kind of cheaty having those. But yeah, I'm thinking, oh, that's right, we do have a couple of announcements. Saturday, Minecraft has finally been somewhat figured out. Got a pretty good idea for what will be happening. Specifically, I have a mod pack in mind, but it's an in-house mod pack. Oh, I'm not on the road. Oh well, that doesn't really matter at this point. It's an in-house mod pack, which means I have to actually do some testing before, you know, we play it. And by we, it's probably going to just be me, at least initially. But yeah, so we've got an in-house mod pack that we're working on for Saturday Minecraft, and that should come out at the latest next month, but probably sooner. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, should be a nice nice little addition to the stream schedule here. Having said that, I do have concerns with it, mostly because, you know, it is being made in-house, this mod pack for it. And that could go either way. Could go either way. So yeah, once again, you know, if you're just joining the stream, normally, yeah, this is played
on Thursdays. If you came here for Firefighting Simulator at night, no, that's been moved to Thursday, at least for this week. Alright, you know, one thing that I kind of miss, you know, when streaming this game is I kind of miss the radio. You know, well, not that the radio's ever worked for me in this game, because it hasn't. Not that that really matters when you think about it, because let's be honest with ourselves. You're probably going to open up something separate. You know, for some people, it's going to be, oh, I've got Spotify going. For me personally, I'll just open up a web browser. Okay, where's this person going to go? Where do you... Yeah, we're not heading... Why do they always want to go some absurd distance like that from here? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay. Out of curiosity, did it? Okay, no, it's the same color it was. It's the same color it was, okay. I seem to remember, you know, it looks black in the mirror, but it's brownish gray in, you know, like third-person view. I don't have an explanation on that, really. Late with the turn there, and I think we kind of suffered a bit there with that. But yeah, we're gonna have to get, you know, we're eventually gonna get another, you know, once we get ourselves leveled up here, we'll be able to buy a more powerful truck. Just here. Okay, yeah, we got quite a bit of trailer sway there. Not happy with how much yeah, look at that. That's a lot of sway. That's a lot of sway. So I kind of want to know what is going to be the sweet spot speed wise for this thing. Kind of wishing I took the 40. It would be a lot slower of a drive, but the 40 weighs so much that you can't possibly get going too fast with it to where it will tip over. You know, it's just this little semi just doesn't have the power to do that. I think I'll skip gas on this run. I can feel the sway. I can feel the sway. It's a game. What's that tell you? Yeah, I think I'll skip the gas on this run, and instead we'll pick up the gas on the return trip. That's the plan, anyways. The other thing we're going to have to remember is once we get there, we're going to take out a contract to deliver 20 crude oil. Yeah, this ooh, I feel the sway again. Wherever I can see a little sway. So yeah, going into curves, keep it 50 or less, I'd say, is the lesson learned. And we can manage 60 probably here. Nice gentle braking. But yeah, honestly, at some point I think we're going to have to, I think we'll have to do a farming farming sim game on here. Or at least I really want to. But the problem is, I don't have farming sim as 25. I have farming sim 22. And honestly, I don't think there's a big enough difference between the two games to really say, oh yeah, get 25. Yeah, no, just stick with 22. I mean, the DLC alone on that one there, I'd be better off just sticking with 22. Because I don't think it's worth it. At the same time, I don't know how many people really want to watch 22. Everyone probably just wants to watch 25. That reminds me, we gotta check if the recording system's working again. It theoretically should be, but theoretically it also should have never stopped working. It's part of the problem there. The reason it stopped working is there was a change in how drives are loaded. So as a result, the recording drive, it gets loaded differently than how it was being loaded on, boot of the operating system. So as a result, it's also a difference in naming and stuff of the drive. There were some little changes there, and those little changes, actually affected quite a bit. Okay, we really gotta slow down for this. There we go. Alright, now let's just put it on high. But yeah, the funny thing is, it wasn't until last stream that I realized that if you hold left button, left joystick click again, that switches you back to the other, that will switch you from high beams to low beams. Also gotta be careful not to miss my turn, because last time I was doing this run, which was like 2 days ago, yeah, needless to say, I missed the turn because I thought that turn there was the turn. It wasn't. It was the turn for the refinery, and yeah. Okay, we got yeah, there's just so much sway. It's because you know what it is. It's because we got a tanker here. It's filled up, and you got fluid swashing. Or I should say, not swashing, sloshing. Blech. At some point, we'll also have to do like Derail Valley or Trade Simulator or something. Well, I might just have to stream it on my channel instead of the adventorizon channel. Not that I think it matters. But yeah, we gotta upgrade the engine in this thing again. We have the money now, I just don't think we have the level. No tipping. 50 does seem to be the sweet spot for this setup right now. Keep it at 50 kilometers per hour, and we probably won't tip. At least that's the plan. That is the plan. Okay, I shouldn't accelerate there, because now we got this turn. Oh, I think I can manage it at 60 if I keep... Yeah, because this is a little bit less sharp of a bend. It's really only sharp in this bit here, and we're gonna lose some speed going into it, so this is fine. The other thing I have to do, other than replacing the engine in this with the higher level one, I gotta get rid of this blue paint color. It really does not look good in blue. It's kind of just an eyesore. Oh joy, and now it's raining. Wish we had more, localized weather where it really didn't necessarily rain in the desert like this. Or at least less often with that. I mean, at least they have it set up where, you get snow in the mountain area. I really would like to see more, wintry biome, a little bit more biome diversity. It's already pretty good, to be honest, but a little bit more would be a bad thing. That's the other thing. Rain really doesn't last that long. It's just long enough to be a minor annoyance. It's like you get those spot showers. Okay, how are we doing here? Little bit of too much speed there, but we didn't jackknife or tip, so that's good. Just let the hill absorb all that speed. But yeah, last time I streamed the game on Thursday, didn't take any breaks. Today I'm definitely going to need to be taking, my breaks. So yeah, we'll take a break at, another 30 minutes. Hopefully this job will be done by then. Should be. We'll even put on our turn signal. Okay, once again, have to remember the contract. Gas core. Okay. I'm gonna keep saying it to myself, though. Contract, contract. Remember to take out the contract. The second I forget to take out the contract, I'm gonna regret it, because that's just lost money at this point. I think we're also wanting to go for Bay 1. Just to make it easier getting out. Makes you wonder, you know, how would, you know, for example, a hitchhiker end up in this place? I can get kind of the need for a taxi, but... Alright, going to the left one, or sorry, the right one. Yeah, Bay 1. And this is where, realistically, we don't have to get, you know, too close and stuff. Quite the opposite, in fact. This. Alright, there we go. Contract. Ah, I did it again. I did it again. It's just awkward that, you know, I'd have to have gotten out there to do it. That. Alright, well, what's done is done. What's done is done. Yep. That was foolish. That's what happens with me in this game, is I forget to take the contract because I become so focused on, you know, getting a nice... I knew it. So this is the problem with going Bay 1 like that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go the long way. I don't mind going the long way. I've actually never gone the long way. I'm gonna be kicking myself over that for the rest of the stream, because I did it again. I routinely said, take the contract, take the contract. When it came down to it, I didn't take the contract. As I said, it's just the awkwardness of, you know, the parking in there. We could probably do a container job. I'm gonna get out for a second here. Something I want to see. Because it's never occurred to me to check, can you actually pick up a container and take it, and then come back? Didn't think so. What are all the inputs again? Yeah, it's just container and fuel. Or, sorry, container and crude oil. So I guess we'll take some gas to either the gas station or up to the oil drilling platform. Well, I shouldn't say platform, it's not a platform. So either to the oil drilling site or to a gas station. OG is easy, you know, OG drilling is easier to find than that one gas station, and I made that trip pretty efficiently there. Didn't use much gas, so well, I should say diesel. Trying to remember, does the place that makes the big trying to remember what all takes fuel and what doesn't. I really can't recall. But we'll find out here soon enough. Okay. Time to start going over the that's what we have here. The sunflower farm. I mean, that's not a bad situation there. 160% is pretty good. OG lumber mill. Furniture factory. No, it's the construction site. Oh shoot, it moved on me. There we go, 22. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna take this, I guess, to the fuel station. We'll fill up. And then from there, I might, or I could do that on the way, I guess, as well. But I'm wanting to get the engine replaced in this and change the paint color. Paint color is definitely a priority. It's just driving me nuts. I have to look at this, you know, blue hood the entire time. Okay. Got a little distracted there because I noticed the clock is off a minute. It's a minute slow. Probably a 30-second slow, actually. Yeah, about 30 seconds slow. Oh well. You can look 30 seconds off. The irony is in sync apparently of the stream time. Yeah. So it is, huh? Maybe that's why we're always a little late starting the stream. Maybe that's why. Then again, 30 seconds is not much for a clock to be off by, so... yeah, I'm kind of curious, see, if I'm going to mess up this run, it's going to be on the, on a return trip. So I'm kind of wanting to see what's the, what's the tilt on the trailer looking like? It's kind of hard to monitor those two, drive and monitor your sway. Oh yeah, it's actually, I think we are actually, yeah, we are definitely lifting up there. Again, the physics in this game aren't the most realistic. I'm just gonna pull over and let that guy pass. I'm gonna do something nice. I'm gonna let an NPC pass. 43, 40 something. I've been told I need to get better thumbnails for streams and stuff. My response, there is no thumbnail that's going to make this look exciting. Not unless I put, made it where it was on fire. Because this is, this is a relaxing game. It's not a, it's not an action game. Unless, of course, Josh Neb's in it. Then it's then there's some action. But it's not gonna be me losing it. You know what it is? I think part of the problem is that there's also not really banked turns. Although, realistically speaking, a road like this probably wouldn't have any banked turns. I make the comment about this not being the most exciting game, yet this actually gets the most views right now as far as the streamed content. You know, personally, I would think that Firefighting Simulator Ignite would get more views than me driving, you know, a truck around and stuff. But apparently not. No, Motortown's a fun game and stuff, but it surprises me that so many people are willing to watch it, you know, and stuff. So when I see that, you know, it's got more views on, you know, the YouTube, you know, on my YouTube channel than Firefighting Simulator Ignite, it's kind of, you know, it just froze me a little bit because this is me driving cargo from point A to point B. That's me putting out a fire and, you know, I guess you could say there's a little story to it, but you know, I don't know if it's really the most engaging thing for people to watch, and yet, apparently it is. Or at least between the two. You know, I can think of things that, you know, certainly some of my videos have done a lot better. The problem with too kind of engaging of content when it comes to a stream is that, you know, I'm having to sit here and play it, which means if it's too intense, that's going to be, you know, you can only do that for so long. Maintain control. Up we go. Come on now. A little bit further. How much further do we have to go, actually? I gotta check that, because I feel like I've been driving a lot longer than I have. Yeah. I mean, we're almost there. It's just, it feels like this one has taken longer despite it being a shorter distance. Okay, that looks like our turn up ahead there, yep. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss it in some regards, but... that was actually a pretty nice turn. So it looks like there and back will have taken about 40 minutes. Yeah, I do not like the amount of sway there. I think part of it is the weight of the semi itself. I mean, this thing really does not weigh much. We're mostly off the road. We could have pulled forward further, but I want to make sure to get... Oh yeah, you can't get a contract for this job. That's fine. Okay. So, what I think we'll do... I think we'll get some fuel. And then, what I think we'll do, we will head on over to the auto shop there. I shouldn't call it the auto shop. We need to set a waypoint. So let's see, the closest one is going to be over here. Tuning shop. And yeah, we'll head on over that way. We're gonna at least change the paint color on this. Hopefully we have enough experience. Well, I don't think we do, but I'll check. I think we're 5 away to get the even higher level engine for this. Then maybe we'll continue doing some field work, or maybe we'll do some containers. We'll just take a wide turn there. I think I kind of want to do a couple containers, but also I want to do something that really helps me feel like I'm improving the economy here somewhat. In fact, actually, that brings up an interesting question. Yeah, there's not... Maybe we should do some, maybe we should do something to improve, the town status and stuff. That would probably be a smart idea. Then we can start getting some, bonuses from that. Not that the town bonuses are worth a whole lot, but they add up pretty quickly. Especially if you're doing smaller jobs. Really, I feel like that's what the town bonuses are for, is just to encourage some of those smaller jobs. Because because those smaller jobs don't necessarily make as much money, but you can get them done much quicker. To look away there for a sec to turn on the air cooling. Alright. Part of me wonders if wouldn't it be better to just buy a new semi instead of, you know, just upgrading the engine yet again. Okay. So to make things easier, we'll detach. Talk about your delayed messages there. Actually, one of the things I should do while we're at it here. First of all, let's take a look. Can we get the free 30? No, it is indeed 50. That's what I thought. But, one thing I'm thinking, would it be better to raise the suspension just a bit? The reason why I'm wondering this is it might help and with an issue I have with the trailer and the landing gear constantly getting stuck. But I don't think so, because, you know, we can go up to 10 centimeters, and that 10 centimeters just isn't going to be, I don't think, worth it. Yeah, let's just stick with fixing the paint color. Oh good, it still has my saved paint color. We'll go with the army green. And black. And should we do black or army green? Let's go with army green. I'm fine with the seat colors. And while we're here, we might as well do some repairs. Oh, and that's actually time for the break. Okay, so yeah, we'll take quick 15-minute break, everyone. Well, it probably won't be 15 minutes. It'll probably close to be 5, but you get the idea. Headed to 2nd floor.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
Suspect is unconscious. Suspect is now been apprehended. I'm glad to see you have pants on.
He's figured out
Oh,
the use of pants.
you've got your skin with pants on. Good.
Yeah, I'm not quite comfortable enough for that yet.
Thank goodness. Please don't get comfortable to where you're gonna take your pants off. Okay. Here. Oh, I got sand on it. Dirty sand at that.
That's okay.
Why did you do that? I mean, he was annoying, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he deserved that. Josh Neb, I would like to point out that Cat is just absolutely beating us. Yeah, that great showing there, Josh Neb. Great showing.
What did you do?
He drowned.
Dead.
Well, you guys do realize that we might need more iron. Yeah, the more concerning thing is the fact that you have nothing because you died. And bear in mind, at least here you can get your stuff back easily. Later on, that's not going to be a thing with Vault Hunters unless you're willing to pay an outrageous amount of money to do so. Use your fist of justice!
Come on. No. I need someone to come and help me kill
I'm
this.
gonna go with you.
I died again. I can't do this.
Alright,
Can you get me?
the reserves are coming in. Alright, where's your
Oh my
location?
God. Well, look for it on the map. That's where my body is.
We don't see what you see on the map. Oh,
I'm dead.
boy.
Oh, come on. No. Stop it. Oh, I'm dead. All right. Come on. Did you just take stuff?
Yes, he did.
Did you just die again? You're as bad as me.
You guys
Let
are
us begin.
both putting in stellar performances here. I clearly assembled a crack team of vault hunting experts.
Did you just die?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh God, they just cornered me and a bed. You're out. Darn it. Nice try though. Did you just explode?
Look at the chest. Had a chest of bed.
I did warn you about that.
Okay, you do that.
Where did you come from?
That corner.
Oh, okay.
Urgh.
Ooh.
If you ask where she came from, I found the exit.
Where
by
are
the way.
you from?
Josh Neb. When a mommy and a daddy like each other very much.
Where did she come from? Where
Uh-oh.
did she go?
Where did she come from? We don't know.
Where did she come
I'm
from,
just a little
weirdo?
concerned things could pretend to be us. Ooh!
I'm dead.
Are you kidding me? You went right over the hole.
The hole rejected you on that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know a lot about rejection.
We know.
Oh my.
She's so rude when she plays golf. I mean, it's supposed to be a, gentlemanly game, but no.
You're mean, guys. Okay.
I'm mean. You're the one who just went.
Yes.
We know. Thanks.
Well, we've known you a long time, man.
The game locked up again.
Oh, crud. I did not time it right at all. Okay. The game feels bad for me because I don't have friends to play golf with your friends with. I just have these two that take some real interesting enjoyment out of insulting me. My feelings to them are like bubble wrap. It's meant to be popped.
Bubble wrap.
Where?
But that's
Where are you
fun.
going?
Does he ever listen to what I say at all?
I know.
I mean, honestly, it's like I'm talking to a brick wall sometimes. Except for a brick wall is better at listening without interrupting.
I think I might have missed out on a very critical part of this conversation.
I said, I'm stuck playing with these two who my feelings are like bubble wrap to. It's meant to be popped. And you go, yeah, but bubble wrap's fun. I'm glad to hear you don't get that much enjoyment out of popping my feelings, but still.
Sorry. Trying to get the game to work.
That excuse isn't valid all the time, okay?
It's definitely a major distraction currently.
I'm trying to give up.
Okay, welcome back everyone. Alright, so, after giving it some thought here, I think what we're going to do, we're going to do a container job, but we're going to get some containers going to the fuel refinery and stuff, so that will help increase, the production there even further. Never has made a lot of sense to me why the fuel refining facility takes containers and stuff, but as far as secondary inputs, I'm not really sure what they would take. I mean, so saying that whatever it is they need is in a container makes sense, I guess. I know somewhat about the refining process of fuel. Kind of like just the conceptual stuff. I don't know really the details of how it's actually done and stuff. I just know it at this the idea that okay, depending on how you refine it, and there's different stages of refining, and these different stages will yield different results in terms of what you get. Everything from kerosene or jet fuel to diesel to gasoline and stuff. So different refining leads to different products and stuff. I get that, but I'm just not sure what they'd be needing as a secondary, input in this, because there's a lot that goes into it. So, once again, it's kind of just this thing where let's just assume that the container maybe has some parts in it. Let's go with that. That makes sense. That works for me. But yeah, so we'll start doing some containers there. I really want to get the fuel, rolling out, because fuel really is a major part of it's required as an input for quite a few things, particularly like the mine and why do you have your hats? Or were you just that was them breaking? Okay, yeah, the mine and. Well, both mines. There's the iron mine and the coal mine. What else takes fuel? The cement factory takes fuel. Basically, we have these industries, and all a lot of the key industries, they require fuel. So it only makes sense to work on our fuel supply. Get that stable, that will help out with a lot of things. So we're going to start by building kind of a fuel empire, and then we'll go into different things. Now, in one of my other playthroughs of this game, I decided, okay, I'm going to focus on concrete manufacturing. Yeah, I kind of came to regret that, admittedly. It just didn't really feel good. Oh, I was gonna buy another fuel tank for this thing. Or is there another fuel tank? I can't remember if you can buy extra fuel tanks for this vehicle or not. But anyways, yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do is, we're not going to do concrete. We're going to look at a different industry to kind of get started in. I'm not sure which, though. I mean, one of the issue with the concrete is that it's a bit slow going. Of course, actually, I've ran into an issue of kind of like runaway production, but also, you know, once you get the cement going and stuff, and then you got the you know, it's kind of this thing about regular supplies of sand and stuff. That really is where you start to run into the issue there. And also, as you know, important as concrete is for building stuff, I don't really know if I'll be building much in the game. You know, I don't know if I'll be opening up any depots or putting a garage down. There is actually a whole bunch of new houses, now that I think about it, which honestly I've been looking forward to the idea, because the previous houses weren't that great. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. But I don't know, maybe I'll put a house down somewhere in the game now, you know. It's just that a lot of the land you purchase really just serves as a good fast travel option. So if you locate those ideally for fast travel, you're great. The problem with the depots is that it's just as easy, I feel, to just click the button to resupply the trucks. The depots kind of just change how frequently you do that. But I don't think they really improve the experience that much. Not in comparison to the cost. It's kind of one of those things where, you know what, I've done everything else, you know, in the game. Let's just build depots. I feel like that's where it is for me, at least. Okay. We really are going around the bend. Now, I'll be honest, I really don't know this harbor that well. You know, it's occurred to me I should have checked this before coming here. I mean, there's a truck. I'm starting to think I might have made a bit of a mistake here. I don't know if we're actually able to summon a trailer here. Well, I don't think it's gonna let me, is it? No, it will. Okay, good. So let's get the... Interesting. So that would require... Learning new things about the new, the lead and rears. Alright, let's get a 40-footer here. And we'll just back right up to it. Okay, so the question becomes, how many containers are we going to be taking with us? You know, for the size of this harbor, they have 3 cranes. Scratch that. Is that 4? Can't really tell. Anyways, right. So, oh, that's going to overseas imports. That's a long ways. Out of curiosity, what pays the most? 41,000 to Jeju Bakery. That's a lot. They only have 1 going to the refinery. That's interesting. Always going to the toy factory, it seems. Alright, well, let's take this. This will be interesting. Now, I'm wishing I didn't paint the truck, just because then it would somewhat match the container. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a long haul. Already forgotten where this is going. Yeah, we're good vehicle weight-wise, so we can take the West Bridge if we want. Probably going to take the East Bridge because I think that's going to take us closer to where we want to go. Weight shouldn't be a problem as far as driving, though. I mean, once again, just a scale thing. Look at this container. Look at my truck. Bit of a height difference here. Focus on driving here. I'm wondering if we should just top her off with gas at the gas station before we make our way further north. It wouldn't be a bad idea, because then we might be able to skip that one gas station. at that intersection, because every time you stop for gas at there, the intersection then just becomes a parking lot. So it makes more sense to skip that gas station if you can. Then again, I might be able to skip both and be fine. It depends. Look at my shadow, it's very long. So it looks like 60 is going to be our kind of 60, 65-ish is going to be our target for most turns. Seems to handle okay at those speeds. Yeah, once we get over 70 is when it starts getting a little squirrely. Yep, looks like one more night in the desert, everyone. One more night in the desert. To be honest, I'm surprised there is an Australian, you know, truck driving simulator and stuff. Aussie Truck Sim would be awesome. I mean, they pretty much transport all, you know, the variety of the things that, you know, they transport by truck in Australia is really quite interesting and stuff. I mean, it's everything from your daily necessities to just, you know, massive, you know, specialized mining equipment. It really is interesting just what all is transported in Australia by truck on those, you know, road trains and stuff. It really is just amazing. That's why I'm kind of glad that we're kind of able to start building some road trains, you know, in this game and stuff. A little squirrely into the curve, you know, to the end of the turn there. Got a little squirrely, but we're all right. But yeah, part of the problem with the road trains in the game is the fact that it really doesn't feel like we have the power to pull a lot of them and stuff. Even the Longhorn, you know, with you know, fully upgraded and stuff, it's gonna struggle with a lot of things. You know, it will struggle on some of the hills that you'll end up going over and stuff. Just feels like everything's still a little, you know, there's still a little balancing. And part of it's the physics in this game. The fact that, you know, your momentum and inertia just don't feel right and stuff. It's more so, you know, I'll give a prime example of that in a moment here. I think our gross vehicle weight is like 38 tons. I think that's what it's at right now. So once we get to a kind of straight section, I'm just going to, preferably a straight and level section. I'm just going to take, you know, quote, foot off the gas, and we'll just watch how much, you know, how quickly we start to decelerate. And yeah, I'll be blunt, my vehicle is somewhat on the lighter side. Granted, it, you know, it only has, you know, 4 tires on the road. This thing has, you know, how many? But, alright, here's a good opportunity. See, we dropped a kilometer per hour there. That was a bit quick. The drop-off rate on your velocity in relation to your mass, in terms of, you know, momentum and stuff, it doesn't feel quite right. And I think that might be because everything is somewhat scaled. So as a result, that too is scaled. That's probably what it is. But at the same time, it's just never, you know, it's one of those little things that feel need to be tweaked in the game. You know, the momentum needs to be tweaked a bit. Not heavily, because, but just a little bit, because that makes a huge difference with the hills and stuff. You know, when you build up some speed to go up a hill, that's going to help you a lot with actually making it up the hill. But in this game, it doesn't feel like, you know, the drop-off rate on your momentum and stuff is just incredibly high. I gotta slow down for this turn. Otherwise it will turn into a dead man's corner. But yeah, that particularly matters for said road trains in this, because, yeah, I mean, once it takes a lot of, you know, power to get it going and stuff. Likewise, though, it takes a lot of power to stop such a thing. You know, because you got a lot of mass there in motion. But with that said, that doesn't seem to happen. You know, they model the, yeah, it's going to be tough getting going, but they don't really model the, it's going to be tough stopping. I mean, you can brake pretty quickly in this game. Brake distance, you know, once again, it comes down to that momentum thing. If you have a lot of momentum, it's going to take quite a while to come to a stop. And to be fair, I see this in some train games as well. You know, they don't quite accurately model how long it takes a train to come to a stop in a lot of train games. You know, I mean, a fairly large train, it can take, you know, fairly heavy and large train, it can take miles for a train to come to a stop. You know, and that's with, you know, full emergency brake. You just have a lot of momentum. And when you factor the fact that, you know, there's not a lot of resistance on the rails for a train, then yeah, that huge amount of momentum with very little resistance means that that thing is going to roll quite quickly. Yeah, here's a prime example. I mean, look at how fast, you know, the speed, you know, our speed just dropped on that hill. We had quite a bit of momentum. It doesn't drop that fast. Then again, this goes into the why are the roads so curvy in the game? Well, it's to keep us where we're actually interacting with the road, you know, steering and stuff, not just going straight. Actually, we need to slow down here. And yeah, I think that says a lot about it here in terms of, you know, I think that's part of it is, you know, it's kind of this artificial challenge in there. In reality, a lot of these roads wouldn't be as curvy as they are. Well, actually, I say that, but here lies the problem. Where exactly are we? You know, it's one of those things that, you know, we have South Korean flags, but, you know, it's at the same time, this is not South Korea. I think we all can agree. We have South Korean names for things. Well, I should say Korean names for things, but yeah, there's just a couple things, you know, we're living in this fantasy world here in the game and stuff, which I have no problem with. You know, yeah, I think that's a wise way to go about things. But at the same time, you know, when you look at the map, this curve probably wouldn't have been done because this would have been expensive to build. Look at how much road you have to pay versus straight through and stuff. Again, you know, we have these bends put in the road just essentially for the heck of it in the game. Just, you know, just to make it, you know, this entire section. Now, part of that is elevate, you know, you would argue, well, maybe they're trying to keep the slope of the road, you know, somewhat lower. That way it's easier for vehicles to traverse and stuff. And yeah, that, I'd be willing to go with that, except they didn't do that. You know, we get these sudden hills like what I just went up there that are a little on the steep side. You know, not unrealistic. You would probably encounter that in a few places, but it could have easily been made more gradual. I think this bit here is a downward slope, isn't it? Yeah. So, I don't know. And part of the reason, you know, there are some areas where I will agree that the terrain just wouldn't have been practical to have straight roads and stuff, so, you know, there's an argument for that. And it's valid. But here in this desert, I don't think so, because we're dealing with a lot of sand, you know, and stuff. Unless, you know, it's somewhat shallow, it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I think they would have built the road straighter than that. Yeah, I knew this bus was gonna go. Which this just makes the decision easier. We'll get fuel. We'll get a little bit of fuel. Just so I don't have to stop at that one gas station on the way back. And deal with the parking lot. Alright, well, I mean, we're just topping it off. Just so we don't have to stop at one gas station. Alright, we're good to go. I forgot there's a thing there. To be fair, I didn't check if there was a vehicle behind me, but, you know. In this game, it really doesn't matter that much, let's be honest. King of the road, that's what it is. King of the road. Yeah, the grades, that's what I should have used instead of slope. The grades of some of the roads just don't feel right. Again, so here's where we're gonna kind of observe some things. So, why does the road curve like this? Just to curve back around again. Your answer would be, well, there's an obstruction somewhere along the way, so it was determined to be cheaper to build a bend in the road than to just go straight. But if we look at what's out there terrain-wise, there's really no obstruction. There isn't. So yeah, I mean, my experience as far as, you know, roads and deserts and stuff, they're usually fairly straight. Not always, but, you know, most of them are pretty straight. Oh boy. See, that's just it. Had they built it straight, we would have had a much lower grade, and we wouldn't have stalled out here. And there lies the thing, as I said. Once again, this is always the thing where it's like, okay, developers, what's your level of experience? Because, you know, it's fine whatever it is. It's just one of those curiosity points because, you know, I'm not an expert on roads, certainly not. But it just seems odd. Once again, I can kind of understand why we have this curvature here because of that mound there. I can agree that it would have been a pain to go, you know, dig through that mound and stuff. Although it has been done, it has certainly been done. But this bit here could have easily just gone kind of more straight. You know, a much more efficient route. I mean, maybe this is the answer as to why it suddenly goes from paved to dirt here. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to slow it down here a bit. I have to be more mindful of the road and my speed. Yeah, I kind of just... Yeah, that bit could have easily hooked right into this bit here. When you look at it from this perspective, why can't I just go straight, you know? Why have this bend? It just... As I said, this is the thing that kind of just makes me wonder. There's a little bit of a mound there. There's a bit of a mound. Road could have hugged it maybe a bit more. Oh boy. A little off-road there. It's because I'm staring at the terrain so much. And I'm asking dangerous questions about the road conspiracy. Again, this bend doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, had they not put the bend there, we could have had a much nicer gradual grade up here. I mean, you know, rise over run here with this. Get a nicer run. You don't have to work, you know, lowers the angle. But yeah, the funny thing is I'm not really a desert person, but yet there's something about, you know, driving through the desert that's kind of entertaining in a way. Kind of relaxing. There's that moment of relaxation. And now we're hitting traffic. So now comes the stress. Now we move on to the stressful portion of the game. I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't have done 2 long haul jobs today, you know, doing some oil to the refinery, and now doing a, you know, container I mean, the worst part is I know I'm gonna have to bring this thing back. That's the worst of it. I shouldn't have done this job. It's quickly kind of that hindsight. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Yeah, we'll just have to let him go ahead. Because that sand is the sand that will get you trapped. Okay, now I get to once again complain about grade a bit here. Although, really, there's no helping this. There's no helping this. Actually, come to think about it, the really strange thing is the lack of tunnels in this game. And if I'm not mistaken, this uses... Doesn't this game use the Unity engine? I think it uses Unity. I'm trying to remember, because I seem to recall there was something about, you know, Unity and the terrain and stuff when it comes to tunnels, and how it's doable, but involves kind of a cheeky thing with it, if I recall correctly. Trying to remember what that was about. Though I'm also finding myself wondering about, because if I'm not mistaken, there's another game that comes to mind, and yeah, it's got good tunnels in it. Quite a few, in fact. But I think it had to do with the different ways of doing terrain in Unity, and so that's why, you know, they went the more complicated route where it's basically all one custom thing. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know enough about Unity to know. Yeah, I really probably shouldn't talk much on it because I don't know that much about the Unity engine. I mostly worked in Unreal when I did work in, you know, a game engine. Yeah, it was mostly Unreal. How are we still on the slope? Yeah, I guess we are still on the slope. I've gotten so used to the slope. If you pitch your camera at the right angle, you'll start to say I'm not on a slope at all. This brings up another point, you know, they're really... oh, good grief, look at the traffic behind me. Well, better behind me than in front of me. Yeah, there really should be passing lanes, you know, on, you know, one lane in each direction, you know, roads like this, that there would be passing lanes. Not here. This would not be an acceptable passing zone because you have no idea about oncoming traffic. Ooh, here's something that didn't occur to me. There really isn't a lot of runaway truck areas and stuff. We could use those. Again, here's this. Why didn't we just go straight? Why put the bend? Specifically, not this bend. It's this bit right here. Why curve us in only to curve us out again? There's plenty. That's actually a safe distance there for the shoulder to be close to the edge there of that drop off. It just would have helped with that bit there. Alright, here's another perfect example. This could have been straight. This could have been straight. This turn was not needed. Although, I'm thinking about something here regarding that. There is a reason you might put a bend in like that. That's to force vehicles to slow down before they get to the hill. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes you'll want to put a bend in, because that will get people to slow down before they get to the hill and start going down. So it's a way of helping regulate a person's, specifically heavy vehicles like me, regulate their speed. There's a lot that goes into road design. That's why I'm not gonna, here I am complaining about, but I'm it's more so questions than criticism in a sense. Okay, here. Yeah, this probably makes sense, this bit. This probably makes sense. Because you do have a bit of a dip there in the valley. Bridges are kind of underutilized as well. Bridges, tunnels, they're both kind of underutilized here. And we've got those two big bridges and stuff that span the little island to the big island. But that's kind of, well, there's the one in, there's a couple other bridges on the map, but, this section is somewhat devoid of bridges. Unless you count all the little wooden ones in, like, going to, in the off-roady bits. Actually, there's also the metal ones. Which, when I get my, new semi, I'm probably going to have to readjust the wheel spacing on this so that it can accommodate those kind of thin track areas that you have to go on. Seriously, are we still on a slope? Fortunately, we'll be able to get the better, the 330, I think it is, horsepower engine in this after this trip. I should have just did a small, quick job to get the experience, well, maybe a couple small, quick jobs just to get the 5 levels of experience in trucking. My tail is back. Look at all the people behind me. There's a longhorn. Tempted to go straight for that. That's the next one, but that's going to require 150, is it, or is it 2? Not positive. I'll have to pull that up in the thing here, but I want to get over this hill section first. At this rate, it might actually be better to just switch to low. No, it wouldn't be better to switch to low because we're pretty much out of it. He says that and then he remembers, oh wait, no, he's not. The worst part is I know it's going to be somewhat downhill from here, and it's going to be the opposite problem. There will be some brake wear. You can practically smell it already. As I said, a lot of the trucks just are a little underpowered and stuff. I mean, bear in mind, this one's better for some off-road, light load type situations. Don't do it, car. It would be the last thing you did. Okay. Should be smoother sailing from here. Well, driving. I'm trying to remember, didn't they announce multiplayer for Salt 2 Shores of Gold? I can't recall. Now I'm thinking of sailing games and stuff, and how we really still don't have a good multiplayer. You know, kind of voxel-y based graphics. I shouldn't say voxel, what am I saying? Polygon based, you know. Low poly is the word I'm really going for. I mean, Wildlands had potential to be that, but they really never knew where they were going with that game, and it still shows, especially since, you know, they took a game that people paid money for and then made it free to play, and how did they reward the people who actually funded its development? Really crummy items. You know, it's like some premium content that's just not worth having. No, here we go again. Has my tail caught up yet? No, the conga line has not caught up yet. But they will. Oh, they will. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be better to save the money on the engine for this and just get, you know, what point does the Titan unlock? That's like 150? I'm starting to wonder something about the physics here, because I'm starting to wonder if it's not actually based on the vehicle's position to the road, or if they've drawn like some kind of a modifier box where once the vehicle enters this box, that's when the effects start to take it, you know, that's when it starts to affect the vehicle. That would explain a few things, because sometimes it feels like the, you know, loss of velocity occurs sooner, and sometimes it feels like it occurs later. Than what it should, anyways, relative to the road. Because you'll notice that, okay, I'm starting to go up the slope here of the road, but it hasn't really hit yet. And, you know, part of that is the, you know, what really does it to the vehicle is the trailer, not, you know, if the trailer's still on the hill, then yeah, you're still going to be picking up speed as a result. Because that, once again, it's about the, it's about your mass and how it's distributed. Just gonna squeeze on through here. I think we will have passed one vehicle. Yeah, we passed one vehicle by doing so. Also, what's with the bunny hill? It's, on the road. I'm pretty sure that would be smoothed out. Don't mind me, everyone. Just a large vehicle making my way. Ah, yes, here we are. The parking lot. Okay, I would like to point out I actually had taken off the accelerator quite early there. That was that guy driving. He kept, almost tipping us. Did I... See, we're wanting to take the East Bridge. We're under... Yeah, we're underweight, so west. We can take the West Bridge route. And I don't know why, but I feel like it will be quicker. In reality, it shouldn't be. But we are under, our weight is good, so we shouldn't have to worry about, the way stations. Which might as well not even be there since the developer, went out of their way to make it where they're bypassable. Not only can you so easily bypass them, there's only, 2 on the map. So it's kind of a mechanic that you almost feel like, why is this even a thing? Because both of them are so easily bypassed. There's only 2 of them. It just feels like there should be more to make it more relevant. Now, that we do have a problem with all this traffic in the left lane, because someone is going to be wanting to make a right turn out of the left lane when we get to the exits up ahead. That will be fun. Best bet will be to change lanes. Alright. This way, if we get stuck in the left lane, it's not as bad as getting stuck in the right lane, because right lane you have people turning right and going straight, left lane you have people turning right and going straight. People in this lane are always going to block the right lane to where it becomes impossible. What is with the stoppage? Earlier you couldn't wait to pass me, now I feel like I could give you a boost up the hill. Yeah, I lost all my momentum because of that. That's good. And look at that. We got someone wanting to turn right in the left lane. Oh. I saw the turn signal there. Well, I guess we would have been better off in the right lane after all. I was gonna say that was a heavier vehicle. I also feel like these, the only major complaint I have about the roads in the game really is the lane spacing. It's not consistent. Some roads, they're just insanely wide where they could have easily, they have like 2 lanes where they could have had 3. Other roads, they have it where, like this one, where they have 2 lanes, and really these lanes for the speeds we're talking and stuff, their width is rather narrow. This is not proper lane sizing. Yeah, we're gonna have to slow it down here. And again, actually, the real complaint I have when it comes to lanes is the fact that the speed limits really don't match the actual curvatures of the roads. They match the type of roads that you would expect to see speeds for. Like this, you would expect to see a 120, but there's no way you can do the speed limit into these through these curves and stuff. So as a result, the speed limit should be much lower than, because it's not, it's not correctly modeled. Let's put it that way. Speed limits are assigned based off of the, safety considerations and stuff. Specifically, what is the, the fastest acceptable for the conditions of the road. Well, I shouldn't say the conditions, but specifically the curvature of the road, the, visibility, things like that. All those things kind of come into play. We're gonna shortcut it. To be honest, this 70 for this makes sense, really. 70 kilometers per hour for this stretch of road kind of makes sense. Obviously a truck shouldn't be doing 70. Let's do 70. But yeah, 70 seems to make sense. $90 for this one has always been a little questionable, but maybe. Yeah, it is break time, but well, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Well, I mean, I gotta deliver this. It's not that much further. True. that could be a problem then. Yeah, there's no way we'll be able to do the return trip with the container. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, so for the break, we'll figure that out. We'll play it by ear. Well, we'll see how long it takes, but what we'll do is I'll drop this off, and then we'll see about the break. Yeah, I'll drop this off. We'll see about the break, you know, how much time is left. Yeah, we might just call it early today, depending on how much is left. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, we need a beefier engine. It's the one drawback of this semi. It just never feels, even with, you know, the most powerful engine you can get for it, it just will never feel like it's capable of handling the hills and stuff. It just never feels that good. And it really is made for off-roading more so, but even in the off-roading situations, it doesn't... It just always feels like it's a little lacking. Which is sad to say, because it's actually in some ways my favorite semi in the game. I mean, it will get you there, it just will take you forever to get there. What it really comes down to is it becomes a questionable thing about, you know, how much weight can it carry, and then as a result, does it become useful as a semi-truck? And the answer is, well, off-roading. True. But, again, is it useful off-roading as a semi-truck carrying loads? And the answer becomes kind of, The Titan can do better. The problem with the Titan is it just consumes a ton of fuel. It doesn't have the option of switching between 6 and 4-wheel drive. Still, it gets the job done, and you can get it fairly early on in the game, so it works. I think this job pays 40,000, was it? I'm more interested in the experience than the money. I mean, I don't have a lot of money yet, but there's not a lot to really invest the money in to make things easier and better and get things really rolling. Still, more money is better than less money. Mostly clean right up until the end there. we need gas? No, we're good. Oh yeah, this is going to the toy factory, isn't it? I think it's going to the toy factory. Can't remember what the job was. Again, the East Bridge might have been faster than the West Bridge, but I feel like we're making up for some of that time because we actually got pretty lucky on the East or the West Bridge. The traffic wasn't bad on it, so that kind of helps, you know, adjust the equation there. The East Bridge would have taken us longer to get to over rougher terrain. In this case, the route we took involved going up that hill to get to here. So I don't know. It might be kind of a scratch. I think one day I really will have to do kind of like a route comparison. Have Josh and Eb drive one route, and I'll drive another route, and we'll see who gets there first. You know, kind of top gear it. Really would be interesting. What you know, some of the kind of like Top Gear-esque challenges you could do in this game. Might have to do that for a video someday. Just do some videos of that. Okay. Yeah, well, we should have time for some other jobs, but the problem is that we won't be able to return this in that amount of time. Oh no, this was for the bakery? Huh. How am I going to... Alright, I think I know what I'm going to do. We may not have time. I might manage to deliver this by the end of the stream. It'll just take that long for me to back it up. Alright. It's not that bad. We gotta really swing it over here. Actually, we can pull it forward a bit more. There we go. Wondering, can I get a little bit? Alright, that little bit might be enough. It's not going to be the best job, but I was trying to go for realism there, but yeah, 41,000, and we're still short. We're still short. Okay, now we have a dilemma. Because we gotta take this back. And I'm really not sure. I know I won't be able to complete the job by the end of the stream. It's a little bit, you know, there's too much left in the stream to call it quits. This really wasn't thought out well on my part. Alright, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm gonna park it here. I'll go do a small job, you know, I'll do a couple small jobs. And we should be able to come back and do this, you know, finish it later. Just do something that helps, finish off. That's a trailer summons. Actually, across the street, there is one. Yeah, we'll do it that way, because as I said, there's not enough time left in the stream to take that all the way back, is the problem. Did I go past it? I thought there was one here, but I guess I'm... Where is the nearest vehicle summons? How did that vehicle get all... Oh, it's one of the bad drivers. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to go up here, because I know there's one somewhere. I think there's one, over in here. Although we could just take a box truck. We can use this one. I think what it is I'm wearing out my brain. Because I'm starting to realize, no, you could have done it there. You were right. You just haven't been thinking things through. Because you're completely floored of the fact that, wow, there's this much time left. I gotta fill it somehow. Let's make poor decisions to ruin the efficiency. I'll do it. Is there any cheese at Daily Cheese? Or is it all yesterday's cheese, or just tomorrow's cheese? Yeah, no cheese, because we haven't delivered any milk. Might be an airline delivery to be made. Those are like 5-minute jobs. There's actually a few. do this job. This should be a quick, short little job that might get us enough experience to where then we can get the better engine. And then we'll go and finish the other job next time. Darn, it's already sunset in the game. Time really does fly in this game. At least with this truck, we can, get going pretty quickly and stuff. But yeah, we should have this. We'll finish this job. Probably, and then we should have the, be able to upgrade the truck's engine, and then maybe we'll end up doing another quick job. We'll see. To be honest, today I'm not opposed to ending the stream somewhat early. Yeah, we're going to the airport. Yeah, put me in one of the semi-trucks and I'll generally drive pretty safely and stuff. Put me in one of these littler trucks, nah. It's like watching Mr. Toad drive. To be fair though, I get it to the destination, usually intact. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot more of those little jobs if we're gonna. Alright, there we go. Good to go. On to our next destination. We'll just do a bunch of little jobs here. Variety is the spice of life. Also the spice of Motor Town. Did not expect to turn, but more importantly, They have never complained. They have never complained about me doing that maneuver in the past. Why are they complaining now? Who says this isn't an off-road vehicle? I say it's an off-road vehicle. But, are we headed right? Let's do it that way. Let's set a marker. Ooh, this may have been a mistake. Oh, I mean, we lost him, that's for sure. Might as well get it fixed since we're here. And while they're at it, maybe do a quick paint job and change the license plate. And we didn't lose a single orange in all of that. Yeah, we got a little spun around there because of the curb. That's alright, we'll just, you know what, we'll just do it this way. There we go. All's good. Oh wow. Oh wow, that was awkward. That was really awkward. Why was my camera like that? That's fine. We're back on track. Mental note, don't switch to first person mode like that. It'll get you when you least expect it. nice fancy little maneuver to save a little bit of time. Go by the building I will never step foot in, because I see no use for it for me. Really is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Alright, first stop, 200 meters. Quick 6K there. Next stop, 100? No, 200. Oh. It's right there. Chris Fort was on the other side of the street. Also, why are we delivering oranges to a greenhouse of all places? I mean, that just doesn't make sense. Alright, there we go. We hit, 50. So, yeah, I think we'll call it early. Well, I think we'll take off, but 30 minutes early. Alright, so Thursday, remember, schedule is somewhat different. Thursday we will have Firefighting Simulator Ignite. Since we didn't do it today. So there's that to look forward to. I hope you enjoyed Motor Town. We'll have to see about switching the schedule around next week. We'll see how Firefighting Simulator Ignite does on a Thursday and stuff. Maybe we'll probably either go back to the schedule or keep it at the way it is. We shall see. Have a great day, everyone. Headed to second floor.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that, yeah.
Suspect is unconscious. Suspect is now been apprehended.
I'm just trying to restock as quickly
You know, we
as
still didn't
possible.
get the lighting fixture.
Nope, we did not.
Well, there's always tomorrow.
Oh,
Until there
but
isn't.
I like working in the dark. It keeps me awake and fumbling.
Oh, I gotta get the pasta. It's outside. Let's go. Move.
Okay.
Move your ass.
We need
People.
street lights at the very least. We should talk to the city about this because it's
No.
getting
They'll
way
increase our
dark.
taxes. They will increase our taxes. I will not. I'm not paying for people's lighting.
Yeah, if I don't want to have to pay to supply it myself.
I'm not paying for it in my
Oh,
own store.
no.
Why would I pay for it to light the streets?
Okay, I'm gonna just call the electrician. We'll get this figured out.
I mean, who cares if that mugger mugs that old lady as long as they buy their groceries here?
I see how it is.
As long as the money ends up in my till, who cares?
Seriously.
Well, now I know
Right.
what I need to do. I need to make enough money to become Batman.
Oh, is that what you need? You want to be
Yes,
Batman?
because
That
obviously the
works.
city needs me.
It needs you, huh?
Yes, it needs me. Like any town needs a man wearing a cape who's probably gonna get himself
And wearing
killed.
their underwear on the wrong side.
It's an aesthetic choice.
It's an aesthetic choice.